Welcome to another episode of Open Relationship Podcast. I'm your host, Rodney.
Devin.
And Tay.
Solomon.
All right, good. All right, y'all better be in sync. No, but seriously, though, welcome to Open Relationship Podcast, where we have an open and honest conversation about everything from A to Z as it pertains to the LGBTQ plus community and beyond. I did it right.
You did it right.
I got it.
I was skeptical.
Well, Devin, how was your week?
I had a good week so far. It's Wednesday. It hasn't been too exciting or eventful. Today was really crazy because it was field day at school, and the kids wore me out. Like, they wore me out completely. But I got a burst of energy after I showered, changed, I'm here with you guys, and we're going to have a good show. I wasn't here last week, so I'm excited to be back. It feels good to be back in my seat. And
I know,
get it going.
girl. Those your spot, sis.
Secure my spot. But it was a good episode last week, though. I did enjoy it.
Yes, thank you. Say, how was your week?
Well, this week is actually better than last week. So, I've just been kind of doing my own mental health and, focusing on getting better and everything. I was devastated I wasn't here last week, but I am here this week. And we'll be here every week after that.
Right.
All right, come on for the clap. Every week. Solomon, I know, let them know. Solomon, how was your week?
It's actually been a good week. I don't have anything to complain about.
Oh, wow, that's a blessing. Mine was shit. I went on vacation, went to Houston, had a great time. Shout out to my best friend, Rick. It was his birthday. We had a good time. But came back to over 100 notifications to catch up on. So that was boring. But, I'm here. So I'm glad to be here with you guys.
But it was worth it, right?
The vacation was worth it.
Okay. That's all
the
that
snorting
matters.
wasn't.
Yeah.
People snorting, but it was worth it. The boys snorted in Houston.
Oh, God. That's in Atlanta, too.
I'm about to say that's not in Atlanta.
I don't hang around those, though. The ones that had to be around.
Well,
was
it's a safe space, though, so we don't want to, but
I don't want nobody who snort,
okay? It's not my preference.
I don't want nobody who snort.
Just to be clear.
No
but,
shade to you, but it was a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
It was
in the
everybody
club, like in the middle of the club. I've
like,
never
goddamn,
seen that.
bitch, can you breathe?
Yeah, I've never seen that before. That's crazy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the segment of the show where we normally would highlight one of our sponsors, but today we're going to go ahead and shout out two business owners or / black-owned businesses that we care a lot about, and they do a really good job. So the first up is my sister, Jasmine. She goes by Billions, and she is the owner of Beauty Worth Billions Beauty Salon, and that's located in West Midtown. She's a celebrity hairstylist. Please check her out for all of your hair care needs. They got all kinds of bundles, tape-ins, like all the new things that the girls are doing. I'm not quite with the tape-ins yet. One day I'll be there. But you can go to the store. You can go to the website, beautyworthbillions.com. And you can also follow her on Instagram at BillionsPink. That's BillionsPink. And the second business we're going to shout out is my bestie, my best friend, Alorna. And she goes by NP Alorna, which is Nurse Practitioner Alorna. And she does injections. So although she's a nurse practitioner, she specializes in facial injections. So she's doing like all kinds of Botox. You can get lip fillers. I've had a little bit of work done, not a lot.
I hate people say that. All right. That's how you got work done, sis. It's okay.
I had about 4 syringes. I did like 2 on this side, 2 on this side.
He let you know.
And that was
Right.
it. But definitely check her out. I said that to say check her out. You'll definitely love her work. And even if you don't want to get something drastic, but just like a natural enhancement or something just to make you, feel a little bit better. But definitely check her out on Instagram as well at injector.alorna. That's injector.alorna, ALORNA. And these are both beautiful black women, and they're really doing their thing and they're thriving. So make sure y'all check them out. We're super proud of them.
Okay, I'm going to come and get this.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I'm just going to say I got injections. A little injection.
You had a little work done.
I got work done.
Okay, so moving on. All right, so we're doing Pillow Talk with Tay, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's near and dear to our hearts, which is Netflix. So if you guys don't know, Netflix did increase their prices at the beginning of the year, and since then, it's been about 5 months since then, they lost over 1 million subscribers due to the raise in the increase. Now, not only that, but as well, they are trying to find a way to actually stop users from sharing their passwords, with other people outside their households. So yeah, they don't want you to use.
I wouldn't.
But
be
what if you
watching-
traveling and you
Exactly,
want
that's
to
why-
use your Netflix?
Exactly. So I'm trying to figure out like how would they even be able to determine that you're not using your Netflix?
Oh, they can the
Right,
IP
right.
address. That tells on everybody.
Oh yeah, see that's actually working. on
IT
it
for
right
you,
now.
baby.
Well, I don't know. Right now, I'm currently watching Netflix under someone else's account, so
Well,
this would
girl.
affect me deeply.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So, well, all I can
Allegedly.
say, if you got T-Mobile, you better use the script is free.
How much is it going up by?
So for the basic, the basic only went up by $1, but the premium went up from $15 to $19.
Well, what's the difference?
What is
between
the
basic
premium and the basic?
right.
What's the difference?
So the basic is only one
Exactly.
screen. Now
Cool.
you only can use
What?
one screen for the basic, so it only covers for one screen.
So you can't share a password if you wanted to.
right, and
hypothetically.
basically you only can watch it on one screen in your
At a
household.
time.
So
Oh.
but with premium, like you have up to 4. So with that, it went from $15 to $19.99.
Okay.
But to be honest, that's really not
Yeah.
bad. Cause Netflix has a lot of good movies on there.
Every now and then,
Yeah,
it's kind of like
it's like a wave of them. Like they'll
Yeah,
all-
yeah.
and then it'll die down, and then it'll be like a wave of them. I feel like.
But I just
So with that being said, as far as that goes, now think about it, y'all. With the increase that they have made, they lost so many subscribers and their revenue has dropped. They had to lay off 150 people today from their jobs.
Oh my god.
damn, is it doing that bad?
Obviously so.
What they doing with the damn surplus? So they have surplus when that's gone. Oh, the CEO got 30% of it, huh?
I mean, I guess they're cracking down. Oh god.
But do y'all feel like that's right that they get to lose a job because of because of their fuck ups? Like, you know what I'm saying?
When it comes to business, you got to make business decisions, and some people got to go. You know, it's a layoff is a word for a reason, unfortunately. But this is why I tell people right now, when you want to leave your job, don't do 2 weeks notice. Leave. When they want to let your ass go, guess what? They'll say, "Oh, you got 2 weeks."
Right.
They're gonna say, "Unfortunately, this is your last day, bitch," and you might get a severance package.
I agree. I've always been the type where I'm a firm believer in give my 2 weeks if I can. But if my next job is like, okay, we need you this date, then unfortunately, I love you guys, but I'm leaving today. Like, I won't be back tomorrow.
And it's okay.
And that's okay. Like, because y'all would do it to me if it wasn't working out. Y'all would just be
Exactly.
like, hey, babe. Well, hey, Devin. I'm sorry, but
Not hey,
it's
babe.
just not a good
Right. I'm like, what y'all be working?
Depending if you cool with your HR manager or not. I hate to really do this to you.
Right.
But bitch, you said to me or you. And I chose you.
I gotta put me first.
It sucks that people are losing their jobs over this.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, there's so many ways to stream TV shows, movies,
It sure
everything.
is.
Like, I really don't care about Netflix and them going up on the rate.
Get you a fire stick.
Get a
That
fire
part.
stick.
The plug.
I haven't watched anything on Netflix
jailbroken fire
in at least 2-3 years.
Well, I would say shout out to Mommy. Mommy has an account, and Mommy pays that bill. And I have my name. My brother has his name. My little niece's name. So, I mean, hell, we.
Allegedly, y'all are all using.
Yeah, I just feel bad.
I
'cause,
mean, no, it's my profile, so it ain't like I'm using somebody else. It says Rodney.
Yeah, I just think Netflix have hit like all the changes they have made is just really just hit like rock bottom for them. They even lost one of their biggest clients, which was CW, after 11 years of being like
For what? For-
partnered with them. You know, because CW shows go to Netflix after they air on TV,
So how
but
they
they
lost
canceled
out?
their contract with them
Something
After-
shady going down.
after 11 years
What?
But isn't the CW now streaming their own stuff?
through Paramount.
Oh, okay.
They
I
cut.
almost
Netflix
watched
into Paramount.
Paramount though.
I
What's
love
on?
Paramount. I love Paramount. Paramount has everything.
What is it? So they got their own
That's
streaming
an-
service.
It's their own
Services?
streaming thing, like like they have their own things, like whatever shows come on Paramount, they air on like the new series, The Game, the reboot of The Game, that's on there.
I didn't even watch it.
I'm not interested in
RuPaul Drag
watching
Race
it.
All Star, like all
Not
that's on
interested in
there.
RuPaul either.
Yeah, I'm not watching
So the Paramount has a really like, and it also has like a lot of old shows that you can't find anymore that be on there too. So I watch it.
I choose Netflix.
Hulu's really good too. Like it's hit or miss, but they when they
I was
have
about to say
some
Hulu is
gems, they
definitely
have
a hit
some-
or
I feel like
miss.
Hulu just like how Trina is. She's steady. Like Trina don't go up or down. No, that's no shade. Trina know how to stay relevant. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I feel like Hulu is just
I would agree. Yeah.
Bitch, I ain't doing nothing. We let y'all hoes argue. We still here.
Yeah, they'll have some hidden gems on there.
I can.
Yeah, I love Trina. Like Trina, you know, like she
the
at
baddest
the
bitch.
top. But Trina is still, she been consistent throughout these years. She's
Right.
a consistent girl.
Yeah,
She's the queen of Miami.
There you go.
And since we're talking about relationships, consistency is a big thing.
Is it?
It is.
Of course it is.
And everything you do, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Consistent.
I know you
Maybe
agree.
Right.
Well,
You should.
You know,
Okay,
right?
Mr. O, he didn't text back in 2 minutes. I'm done.
Oh,
Okay.
bitch, shit, that is. Because I know you talking about sex. But Tay, that's all you got for us?
That is all I have for you guys today.
All right, thank you for the pillow talk with Tay.
Thank y'all.
And now
Keep
we
y'all up on Netflix.
And now we transition into the menage a trois.
Oh, what we talking about this week?
So, you know, I have gotten a lot of response about who we are on Open Relationship Podcast. Everybody's like, I love y'all's dynamic. Y'all have great conversation. And one of the biggest questions is, like, how did you guys get to this point? And to get to this point, I think it's important to talk about maybe our coming out story. And what does that mean for each of you? Because for me, my coming out story is multiple. Like, there was a time I came out to my mother, and then I came out to my best friend, and then I came out professionally. So there's multiple coming out stories.
Right.
So what does your coming out story look like?
Who wants to go first?
Devin, go first.
Okay, sure.
You
I'd
first
love
up.
to go first.
He's like, bitch,
Used to
pick
be number
me.
one. But my coming out story was really interesting. Like I didn't plan it at all. So basically, my ex at the time, this was my first gay relationship. So of course I had messed with guys before, but this is my first gay relationship. So I was actually going out of town to New York with him this particular weekend, but it was the same weekend that I was supposed to have dinner with my mom, and I hadn't seen her in like a month. So she's like, oh, and we were living in the same city at the time. So she's like, oh, this is not like you. Like, I haven't seen you. So she's like, I'm not taking no for an answer. So I'm like, well, I'm going to New York. And my friend's in town because we're going to New York. So she's like, well, bring your friend with you. So, of course, he was a masculine guy. Like, I knew that she would never even know, that.
So you was
that we were
masculine
dating.
back then?
No, I wasn't as masculine as he was, but he was very masculine. So it would just be given like, oh, this is your homeboy. So I'm like, okay, mom, like I'll bring him. We'll go to dinner. So we go to dinner. We have a great time. Like we got dinner, we got drinks, like having a really good time, an amazing time. So then we're waiting for valet after like we're finished, and a car kind of got like too close to like the little curb. So he grabbed me and was like, baby, and like kind of pulled me back. So my mom just looked at me and looked at him, but she didn't say anything.
Oh.
So like my heart's beating fast, like I'm panicking, drinks done wore off. So we end up like dropping her off at home. So of course I walk her in, and then she just starts crying. She's like, what was that about? Are you gay? What does this mean? And in my head I'm like, girl, I'm gay. But I'm just like, like I didn't.
Were you the same as you were right now?
I'm
back then?
I'm a lot more open and more of myself, because I'm not like having to be conscious of, if I do this, people are gonna associate it with gay. So now it's like, if I do this and you associate it with gay, that's fine, because I am gay and I'm proudly gay.
Okay, I'll get what you're saying.
So I just told her, like, I didn't plan on you finding out this way. This is new for me. Like, I still don't really know what to say. But how do you feel? And she's just like, I love you, but I have to process, like, this is crazy. Like, why didn't you tell me? Why? And she just kept saying, why didn't you tell me? So by the next day, to make a long story short, by the next day, my dad knew, my brothers knew, my sisters knew, like, everybody knew. Because my mom told everybody. Which was fine. Like, I didn't mind, but she told everybody. And they reached out to me. Like, I was like, okay, I know she's going to tell everybody, so what is this going to look like? Like, how am I going to explain it? And I didn't have to. Like, they reached out to me. And both of my brothers were like, fuck it. Like, that obviously you've been gay and we didn't know, and this hasn't changed who you are, so cool. And my sisters were like, well, we already knew. So that was pretty much it. My dad said that he didn't know, but he was really upset, like, not upset with me, but just upset because he felt like, as a parent, you felt like you couldn't tell me something so heavy. And then he also felt like, is there something I didn't do as a dad, that caused you to be gay? So he kind of felt like a little bit of
because my dad said the same thing. So why do parents feel like they did something wrong?
I think that's natural. I feel like because you feel like
it's not
they
the life
feel
they
like
wanted
this
you for you,
Yeah, Yeah, like
I mean, but I grew up in a heterosexual household. What gay shit did you do around me? Like,
So,
you get what I'm
But
saying?
think about, like, this is someone that you had hopes and a vision for. Like, you, as a parent, you probably started planning this person's life.
Yeah.
And then
Shouldn't do that.
Well, I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying that this is what parents do.
yeah,
I know what I'm
And
saying.
then here's this monkey wrench. Like, oh shit. Like, did I do something wrong? And I think it's basic human nature to
right. Did I do something to cause this?
Let me ask you this though. So just because I'm gay, I can't go to college anymore. I can't get married anymore. I can't have kids. What stopped? No, I'm not coming down on you, but it's to the parents out there. What stopped? Like,
I think it just really boils down to like even thinking about everything that you tell your child this is right and this is wrong. Like you kind of expect that they may deviate a little bit, but if this is the path that you've taught them to follow and gay wasn't something you taught them, not that your parents think it's wrong, but if that's something that wasn't shown to you, then it's kind of like, okay, well, where did this come from? And what did I do or not do to allow this to become who you are? I think that's how parents look at it. Like, you know, not necessarily in a negative way, but just like this was not like in the plans or, you know, exposed to you or, you know, whatever.
Also consider like parents who have dreams of walking their daughters down the aisle.
Right.
you still can.
Well, so also consider that gay marriage wasn't legalized until like the last 5-10 years. I don't remember the year, so don't.
Obama was
It's like
in
5 years. It's like
office.
5 years ago.
But
It's like,
No, Obama was in office.
But this is relatively new for a lot of people. And so, like, the vision, the hopes, the dreams that you have for your child, like,
That's
they're
the thing I want
non-existent
parents to
anymore.
stop doing. Stop putting your damn hopes and dreams on somebody else's life. That is so, like, tyrant. Like, I can't go left because you want me to go right. Not even with being gay. You want me to be a doctor. I just want to be a damn DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is their life. This one thing I want to focus on for my life because my parents like that too. Like, I don't want to be a pharmacist. I was schooled for that. I'm good at it, but that wasn't. I hate that. I like stuff like this. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you mad at me because I didn't want to be a doctor. Bitch, you gonna be a doctor.
yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have plans for my kids. Like I already have plans for my kids, but
See, you're doing it. You're doing it
however,
again.
I'm gonna be completely fine with the paths that they choose, but just naturally, I just have in mind what I would want from my kid and the things that I don't really feel like I lacked anything, but I just feel like there are certain things that I feel like, oh, when I have a kid, I'll do it this way. You know, so you kind of just like.
I just want my
that.
children, if God bless me with them, because at 35, I don't got none of this done. If I do have children, I want to raise them to be good human beings, be critical thinkers, be aware of the streets and the books, and go and be good in life.
And
Like,
be a badass bitch, because I'm
like-
my daughter and she's gonna be bad.
it might be a stud.
but speaking of going
Which would be
left,
fine.
Yeah,
but-
so again, you put your hopes and dreams
Right.
on
But
somebody.
I want pageants and tutus. So.
well, hold on. Since we went far left,
We did.
let's
It's really
bring
bad.
it back.
You're right.
So, Rodney, tell us about your coming out story.
It was horrible. Oh my God. So y'all I told y'all about the guy who I did it wonderful
God.
nut with.
Yes.
So-
Oh wait,
The
okay.
best one of your
So
life.
before you tell the story, right? So I have been wanting to ask, like, you said it was like the best nut of your life.
Yeah.
Shot 10 feet. Have you ever had a nut like that again?
No,
that's a
I've been
good
chasing that nut and not. Now, have I gotten really, really hard off of someone? Sure. But that just a one and done
Oh my God. So you haven't had a nut like that in how long? How many years?
since I was 17. So if you can make me nut like that, I might marry you. But speaking of him, so we were hanging out a lot. Again, he was masculine. He played basketball, type of shit. So mom didn't really know. And I wasn't so, whatever. I was just me. I wasn't like, I'm still me. Like, whatever.
You're more open.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
And so we broke up because he was cheating on me with a dude in college. And I'm just like, God damn, this is the 18th one. Hit my MySpace. Shout out to MySpace. MySpace was the place to be.
It was.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the 18th dude to my, oh, me and your dude having sex. And they try to come talk to me like, you're too cute to be dealing with that. Oh, you just fucked my man. Why would I want to talk to you? Like, I'm over here crying, depressed and everything. And so I broke up with him. And then he left. He called my house. I didn't have a cell phone at the time. I did have a cell phone. I'm sorry. But I had a house phone too. He had both numbers. And I blocked him on my cell phone. I like, can you block back then? There was no his phone call. So he called my house and left a voicemail like saying, baby, I miss you. I'm sorry. What I didn't do to get you back.
Wait, he left a message on your house phone?
House phone. So I come from school.
I'm gagging.
Track practice. My mama like, hey, baby. And I'm like, hey. Like, hey, mom. She was like, let's go in the room. I'm like, so when she say that, I knew something was up, but that was not in my mind. Like,
of course,
God, I did something I shouldn't have done,
right.
And I thought somebody told on me, like that type of thing. But like, she was like, so who is so and so? She was like, it's so and so. I was like, you know him? I was like, oh, that was him who left the voice on your on that house phone. I said, what does it say? She said, let me play it. I said, oh my God. I was so upset with him.
Yes, because why would you leave a message on my house phone?
Yeah, but like she did not tell my daddy. My mom was like, babe, I already knew. She was like, I'm not mad at you. She was just like, but that's tacky as fuck. Like, she was basically like, who does that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, she said, like, what if your daddy would hurt? Like, anybody could have heard this.
Right.
She was like, he don't care about you. But I still stayed with the nigga for like 5 years.
But would you say that he doesn't care or he cared that much? That he was willing to like...
Not that you out me. So you know what I did? Called his mom and said, me and your son is having sex.
Oh.
I was pissed. And his mama said, but his mama already knew he was gay. So I was like, God damn it.
You could have sent her a dick pic.
No, I'm not doing all that. No.
Of him.
I'm respectful because he was his mom. We would have gotten in a fight. But
I feel like that's kind of fighting too, to out me to my parents. That's worth a fight.
But
too.
still, he ain't seen no naked picture.
First of all, how are we gonna say all of this and then be like, I'm respectful?
Okay, because I ain't never respectful about nothing you just said.
But I mean, I told his mom we was fucking. Like, I ain't say fucking. Say I was gonna be your son having sex.
Sending a dick pic.
Yeah.
Sending a dick pic.
But then my dad, Lord Jesus, he had a lot to say. He was upset. I think every father don't envision their child to be gay.
Right.
He was like, you had girls coming in, which I did. I had sex with a lot of girls.
Okay.
I was having sex with them, and I like the boys. I left the girls alone. But I was like, he was like, did somebody touch you? I'm like, Daddy, nobody touched me. He was like, oh, what the fuck happened? You a faggot now. I said, hold up.
Watch the
I started to make sure on that nigga. I said, But he was upset. He had a process. But what made me love my dad when he came to terms with it, he wanted to, the ex that I was with, meet him, hang out with him. Mm-hmm. Until he did some more fucks, and then he was like, I'm done with him. Right. But my most recent ex, me and my ex-boyfriend stayed in my parents' house. Like, we slept in the same room. It wasn't like, hey, y'all get up, we cooking breakfast. So, like, it's like a whole 360. So I would say to any dad, like, I'm not upset. I was upset at first, but now I get it. Like, you don't expect your child to be gay, but once you come to terms with it, it's not that bad. Like, now my dad be like, go find your football players so we get free tickets. I'm like, okay, Daddy.
I'll do just that, Daddy.
All right, T, what you got?
So for me, my coming out story, I was young, and I have a sister on my daddy's side who's also gay, but she's been out by hers for like the longest. So for me, I used to always go hang out with her and stuff, and she had a cousin who was older that was gay. So I used to go over there, spend the night over there just so I could look at him and stuff. Like, I had a little crush on him, but I was like super young or whatever.
Is this going where I think it's going?
It definitely is.
Oh my God.
So
God.
So I had a crush on him, like, and when I mean older, like, he was probably like 10, 11 years older than me.
So was it consensual?
He raped you. This is
no, he did not. Stop it. No.
That's statutory.
No.
How old were you?
You don't have to say it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say because you have to. Let me just tell a story. Okay, so
over 14 at least.
Okay.
I was over 14.
Okay. I can give you that.
Remember, safe space.
Right. Okay. So I used to like even though I was spending time with my sister, it was just another reason for me to go over there,
Right.
because he was there
Girl,
and
this
stuff.
get
So, my sister knows me. She was like, she asked me one day, she was like, "You like my cousin?" And I was like, "No, I ain't gay." Like, what? Like, she was like, "You like my cousin?"
What did you say like that?
Because I felt kind of offended. Like, just because you gay, I mean, I'm gay. Like,
But you were gay.
I know, but I wasn't ready for her to know that.
And she was younger than you?
Yes, but hold on. My sister's only 6 months younger than me.
Oh, okay.
But what Devin was really asking was, did you really say it like that?
Like that, because you lied.
I did,
Okay.
and I did. So I mean, she was like, so I told her, I was like, "No, I'm not gay," and she was just like, "You sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." So what happened was, she went upstairs one night, and me and him was downstairs, and he gonna kill me for telling the story.
Just don't say his name, sis.
I'm not.
But tell us his name after.
So she went upstairs and we downstairs or whatever, and I was laying on the floor watching TV. He was on the sofa, and he was kind of just like playing with himself or whatever. And I ended up turning around,
Oh my God.
and child,
How old was he at the time?
he was
Look at Rodney
maybe
trying
like
trying to do the math.
he was like 24, 25.
24, 25. And he was 10, 11 years older
So
than
statutory, like I said. But it's okay. It's a
So
safe
you
space.
were,
It's a
I'm good
safe
at
space.
math. Thank you. It's media and training.
So
You will learn one day.
he ended up going upstairs or whatever. He ended up going upstairs, and
So did he stop when you turned around and saw him?
yeah, he stopped. So he went
Oh,
upstairs.
so
Like, follow
how
you.
you laying down? Was your butt showing? Were
Yeah,
you,
I was laying on my stomach watching
Oh,
TV.
you know what you
like
were doing.
purpose-
I did not do
Exactly
anything. First of
what
all,
you were doing.
I was watching TV.
Aretha Franklin.
Oh my God.
Tune in, booty.
So
Ass on display.
Were you sagging?
no, say I wasn't sagging and stuff like that at the time.
okay,
Like
okay.
no.
This conversation has gone way different.
No, keep going.
Okay,
But I love it.
Okay, so he went upstairs. So when he got upstairs, he sent me a text on my phone or whatever. He was like, "Come here," or whatever. So I went upstairs or whatever, and like when I got upstairs and I opened the door or whatever, like he was just sitting on the bed like that without. I was like,
So what was your first thought when you opened the door and saw it?
I want to
Sucked
suck
it,
it. Like
You sucked it?
I did.
No, it's okay.
I did.
Your art is out there.
But at the same time, I was just like, that's like my. He's also my first. Like this is my first experience. Period.
Oh,
so y'all had sex.
No. I just
oral.
gave him head or whatever.
I would say don't feel bad because this is how I feel. In high school, even like I'll say ninth grade, it was ninth graders dating grown ass drug dealers. So I don't think that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now if he was 11 and he's like 24, 25, now that's kind of weird. But you 14, 15.
Yeah. So yeah.
Same with you. I'm with the.
But y'all do the girls who date the older drug dealers.
I mean, I'm not saying
who
that
get
I'm
bust
not-
down.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen or I didn't know. Like, my friends didn't, but I didn't. I'm not gonna say I didn't know anybody
That
but
you know of.
That I know of, but I just don't think that. I just rather not. That's all. I'd rather it be a little more age appropriate. That's all.
I mean, 15, child. If you suck a dick at 15,
I mean,
I'm
did.
not saying you
You
can't
suck
suck
a
a
dick
dick
at
at 15,
15.
but he doesn't need to be 24 and you're 15 and sucking dick. And again, not that we're judging because this is a safe
I'm not
space.
judging you because I feel like because you have said no if you wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like he forced himself on you?
No.
Did you go up the stairs by yourself or consensual?
You damn right I did.
What was your comment?
I already had a crush
You know what I'm
on
saying?
him, so it wasn't
Okay,
like
this show needs a disclaimer because like today's show needs a disclaimer. We need to put something up about statutory.
Oh, I do put it's not made for kids.
Well, I think he just means on the rape topic.
Yeah.
I don't think
that wasn't rape.
he said
I know,
it's
but you're saying
consensual.
because we've said the word rape, right? Or no?
Yeah.
I'll put we are talking about having sex
If you
at
know
a young
anyone or if
age.
you felt that you were violated, then reach
Please
out
call.
to-
We'll put a number out there for him.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
Okay. So of course I did it or whatever, and like what I'm saying, I was a little rookie and
drop.
stuff, so it was cool or whatever. So like I'm thinking to myself like, oh my god, like this is my first big crush, like So after that or whatever, like I think he kind of like had a little thing for me too. So he used to let me drive his car and everything. Like,
Bad bitch.
yes,
Yeah, man.
like yes, he had a
20, I knew you were from Louisiana. I knew he had 20 of them dubs.
and he had a Mustang. Yeah, so I used to drive his little Mustang. I used to drive it from school and stuff, everything. So one day I was driving it, and my father seen me in it, and he knew who car it belonged to.
Ooh.
So he called my mom, asked my mom. He was like, "Why is Devontae driving this punk ass nigga car or whatever like that?" And she's like, "Who?" And he told him who.
Was he out gay?
Yeah, he's out. He's very much out. So when they confronted me about it, I was just like,
So he wasn't DL Trey.
"Oh no,
He was just.
he's very out. He's very much out.
Like this.
Like
out,
his family, like everybody knew,
like
everybody knew who
like
he
one
was.
of the girls.
I can't.
Like,
Oh no, he was like, no, he wasn't like that. But like everybody,
you said he was mad. Did you say he was?
he was what everybody wanted in Lake Charles, and I
Right,
had him. So bitch, I was that bitch.
There you go. Period.
So,
and I'm not mad at you for having the drug of the game.
So I thought, I thought I was the
driving his
shit.
car in high school.
Right, I'm like driving his car and stuff like around the city, going to the
What's your
club.
mama say? Your mom like she fun.
My mom. So the thing about it is that he was in school with my mom and dad, just in a lower grade. So they all knew who he was.
So much older.
Yes.
Hold up, Tay.
This is
Sunday added up. Now it's getting a little weird. I was with you, but nah, if you were driving, you could have been. You could have been young like that driving.
Well, I couldn't.
You was like 11 years old driving.
No, I was 14.
He never said
Okay.
he was 11.
I would never say I'm 11.
years
I
older.
thought it was getting weird. I'm like, hold on, I'm gonna redact my statement. I'm with it. I'm still with it now.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I'm like,
yeah.
let
It
me-
sounded good to you.
it
So-
still is.
Okay.
So,
Nigga, I remind you, me and my dad really don't have a relationship. So when he reached out to my mom about it, like he really felt some type of way. So when my mom asked him about it, she was like, why
Your
would
parents
you
had you young,
Huh? Yeah, they did.
like 15.
Like my mom was, I think my mom was 18. Cause my mom was about to be 50 next year, and I'm 30.
And he was. They went to school. They had it. So 9th grade.
You
10th
can
grade.
continue while he's on the mess.
So my mom asked me, she was like, "Hey, she's like, why are you driving so car or whatever?" And I was like, me, I'm paying. Well, mom, that's my sister's cousin. I was, it's his car.
Okay.
Like
That was a good spin.
exactly. So I thought it was over with. So after that, I guess my mom was suspicious. So the computer's in her room, and like the way her bed is, like the computer's right here, her bed's like that. So I'm on the computer on MySpace, and she texts my aunt on something. Why is Devontae looking at all these naked men and stuff on these on these pages? So my auntie's like, she's like, girl, you don't know your son gay? Like she told her like right then and there, and she was like, Devontae's not gay. So the next day,
You heard her.
Looking at naked men.
I was like, cause on MySpace, they used to have like the little, porn stars and stuff.
Bitch.
And,
MySpace was the shit. For
really
anybody
was.
who don't know what MySpace was, MySpace was our Facebook.
It really
Y'all
was.
Facebook. MySpace we had the pages, the music,
And you could have your top
design.
like 5 friends.
Yes.
And it was so nasty.
It was really nasty.
So I don't remember the nasty part. Do you remember the nasty
I
part
don't.
of?
You don't remember
I
that?
do, I
Like
do.
all the little like before like Twitter, all the little porn stars used to post their pictures and stuff on their child. It was wonderful.
That's why like one of the porn stars still going strong. I said, bitch, you been out since 2005. And it's 2000 you still out here fucking.
Right. So
Page.
child, she told me instead of me like normally going to my sister, whatever, she was like, I'm gonna pick you up from school. She picked me up from school. We was driving around. She was like, is there something you want to tell me? And I was just like, no. She was like, are you sure? I was like, I said, so I kind of got offensive. I was like, what are you getting at? Or whatever like
ask me,
that.
like-
And she was just like, well, she was like, the other night when we was on the computer on MySpace, she said, I kept seeing you look at, these naked guys or whatever like that.
She searched the history.
Like,
My mama got me doing that too.
and you know what? She was like, and she said, really just dawned on me. I was on the computer and BGC came up. And she said, I wanted to see what BGC was.
That was my shit too.
That was my shit too.
Back down memory lane. No, wait, I'm sorry. Y'all remember the stories? BGC had the best
It did.
stories.
It had the best stories.
Some people should have been authors because I
Yes.
was into one story. I fought this shit for like 5 years. And I'm like, damn,
I don't even know what beat.
You don't know what BGC is?
what? Were you on a phone line? You was that type of gay?
What do you mean a phone
The
line?
chat line?
Well, I wasn't gay back then. Around that time.
Around BGC time?
Girl, you older
MySpace
than
days?
us.
No. First of all,
you are. It's okay, sis.
That's right, and that's okay. I'll own it. No,
that topic.
No, I mean, in the generation where they had the phone, we had the BGC.
Yeah, we had the BGC.
Y'all had a chat line.
But what was a chat line? Like you would like.
You know what the chat line is?
You know, like
right?
the internet lines, like Yahoo and AOL and stuff.
But see, I wasn't
mean
doing
AOL
like
chat?
I
Is that what
wasn't.
you're talking about?
You remember 321 Teen Chat? If you
Yes.
Wait! Oh! Pick it up! 321 Teen Chat. You remember they had a gay section?
You know, yes, because this is how I was discovering who I was, like using these like different.
Being gay was
social
such a
outlets.
blessing
For
back
those of you
then.
that are tuning in, if you know what 321 gay chat is, leave a comment.
No,
under the
it was
video.
Teen Chat. You had it on fake avatar.
Of course I did. I'm gonna put my picture up.
Wait, how we do this?
Oh my
think I
god,
messed up.
it's so crazy because
God.
like that's how I really tried. That's how I was really finding myself using like those kind of outlets and stuff. Like really trying to figure out what it
Yes,
was I
and
was
Yahoo?
into.
Was
Yeah.
on Yahoo?
Yes, I was on Yahoo. Like
We here.
Obviously.
Baby, you found the gays everywhere.
everywhere. Like
Look,
and
I was like, oh,
just-
you're gay too? I have a friend. But I had a gay friend really that lived in Maine from 321 Teen Chat. And I never saw him, but we used to text like he was like my best friend. It's gonna make me cry.
Hold on, pause. Are you done with your story?
I'm almost
I'm
done. Let me just
sorry.
have
I did cut her
Okay,
off.
so like I said, she came and picked
did.
me up,
I
and
did.
we were riding and stuff, and she was trying to get me to tell her or whatever. So when she told me about the BGC or whatever, like that, she's like, and I went on it, and she say, and I signed up and stuff because I wanted to see what it was about.
That's your mama signed up.
She got in the
Cocking the train.
So she was like, when I got on there, she was like, I just saw nothing but men, and she was like, there was penises and asses, and you know, and she said that she's like, people started writing her, asking like who she was and stuff. So she was like,
She had a boy picture.
yes, you know, my mom like
she was
trying to
knew
be
what
slick.
was
She
up.
knew what was up.
Exactly.
So
She probably still
Whose
was.
picture did she use?
She was neighborhood snitch. Girl, he gay.
I saw your son on here, girl. I hate to be the one to tell you, but I saw your son.
Girl, your man on his too.
So I didn't have a picture. So I didn't have a picture of my face. Like I had a picture. The picture that I had on there, it was a picture like where the phone was covering my face, but my shirt was up, and I have a scar on my stomach. So she knew it was me.
Oh, this bring back
What
so
did
many
she
memories.
say?
So she was like, so we in the car. So she's like, so this not you? I was like,
Yes.
I was like, yeah, that's me, mama. She
Now
was like,
somebody used my picture, mom.
I wanted to say that, but my mom know like. So I was just like, yes, mom, that's me or whatever. So she was like, so you're gay, and at that time I didn't really consider myself gay. I considered myself bisexual because I still had girlfriends. So I was like, I kind of like both or whatever. And she was just like,
Never mind. I'll save my question.
she's like both. She's like, yeah. She said, so have you ever been with a man? I was just like, yeah, I have. I was like, I haven't been all the way, but you know, I've done some things or whatever. And then she started questioning about who, and I was like, oh no, we're not getting into that or whatever. But my mom, she was just like, you know, at the end of the day, I love you. She was like, if that's what you want. She's like, she did say like that wasn't a life she had planned for me. Right. However, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, like it's my life and it's my choice. Right. And you know, like I told her, like I'm gonna always, you know, be open and honest about it, but at the same time, I told her like I really wasn't ready to tell nobody else, like the rest of my family and stuff, and I really wasn't ready to tell my dad because I already knew how he was acting already. So, you know, my mom and my grandma knew for like a long time before everybody else knew, and you know what I'm saying, they kept it to themselves. They really kept it to themselves until I was ready. And you know how I came out on MySpace.
Oh,
I came out on MySpace because I had finally found like a guy or whatever that I really liked and stuff, and like we were both like around the same age, and like he was
had to
out.
put that out there.
He was out because he was out. Let y'all know. I let y'all know because like most of the guys I have dated have always been older than me.
Missed y'all.
No, because I want to y'all know I don't be into sugar daddy, but don't get me wrong. Like most of the guys I have dated have been older than me. Like I just like older guys. Like I've always liked older guys.
It's cute.
But you know, I dated him and I just put it out there. Like I have a boy. Like I read like a what you call it? Like I have a boyfriend or whatever. So my family and stuff they
got a lot
seen
of likes
it.
on
Like,
it?
I did. Like a lot of people like was encouraged. Like oh my god, you're so brave or whatever.
Right.
And
Is MySpace still around?
you can log into it, but it's not like it used. You can actually log into it, but it's not like it used to be. Like it's horrible now.
I want to find my old password.
I would love to see my page.
Like I logged into my page before and stuff. Like it's just like it took away like all the graphics and stuff. Like it's just really plain. Like it's how it was when it very very first started. Like just a white background and stuff. Like it's like really awful. Yeah, like. But yeah, that's like my story. Like as far as like, you know, like my dad found out, of course, he wasn't happy about it. And of course, that probably diminished our relationship to this day. But at the end of the day, like when I found my voice and I found that being comfortable, like who I was and knew that, you know, for a lot of people it didn't change or whatever, I didn't really care no more.
So before we move on to Solomon's coming out story, you said that you coming out has changed your dynamics with your dad still to this day. So do you see it changing? Do you see yourself trying to like create a change even though he should accept you, you know, obviously for who you are, but do you see yourself being the bigger person and putting in more work?
So why you gotta be the bigger person?
That's why I said, do you see yourself?
So with my dad, so let me just be honest. My dad went to jail the day I thought I was born. He got out when I was 13. And when he got out, he made no initiative to have any kind of relationship with me. Okay. So
you could almost give a fuck.
Yeah, no. I actually went and approached him to try to have a relationship with him, and it's kind of was like a back and forth thing for like, you know, a few years, and to the point where I just felt like he wasn't putting any effort to have a relationship with me. So after this last time, which was last year, when I tried to, you know, build a relationship with him again, he didn't, you know, he wasn't reciprocated. So I let it go completely. Like, I love my dad at the end of the day, but at the same time, it's obviously you don't have a relationship with me because I'm your only son, but you have a relationship with my sister who is also gay, but she's a stud. And I feel like that's more comfortable for him than his son being gay because he talks to my sister, but he will not talk to me.
I'm sorry to hear
I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say that's your daddy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's why I said I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's okay though, because at the end of the day, like I say, maybe one day, you know, that will change, and I'm hopeful. But at the end of the day, if it don't, I have all the support I need.
Yeah, and then really quick, I know I keep asking questions, but really quick, how does that make you feel though? Like, and this is just to bring awareness for people that are fathers that will be watching the show, people that may be going through similar things. So how does that make you feel knowing that your dad? So putting like ego and pride aside, because we could easily be like, oh, it doesn't bother me, whatever. But just vulnerably speaking, you know, how does that make you feel that this is why y'all don't have a relationship?
For me, it hurts because, you know, I feel like my dad, he wasn't in my life already. So it's like when he got out of jail and he still didn't really like make an effort to be in my life, it kind of just really messed with me because, you know, I don't really know. Like, I don't know. I can tell you 3 things about my dad. That's the only things I know. I know his name. I know his favorite football team or whatever. And I know that he loves the color blue. Like, that's all I can say about my dad.
And
like,
he's missing out, so don't
like,
feel
He
bad.
is missing out.
Let's move on.
Yeah, because
but I'm gonna say this: shout out to 321 Team Chat, shout out to Yahoo Messenger, and shout out to BGC, and shout out to MySpace. Because y'all helped the young gays who was like in the early 2000s prepare themselves. Because baby, y'all new gays might think y'all know something, but baby, we the truth.
right.
We came out. We came out on
Definitely.
internet.
Oh, wait, before we move on though, I want to tell y'all that the one that, you know, the guy,
The statutory.
Stop.
I end up like 2 years later, I end up bagging him. Like, he actually been my boyfriend, like my first boyfriend.
Hey, you gone? I ain't mad at you. But
And I was only 18, and at that time he was 28, but he was mine.
I know the age. Solomon, how was
But
yours?
he waited. At least he waited till I was adult to date me.
Well, you still
Well, he
suck
didn't
his
really
dick.
Give credit. I was 18.
You still got
All right.
head, sis. You would have said sucking dick.
Bro, you so long on your page. Never
Wait, how we do this?
Well, my story is actually pretty simple. I was in college, and then I came home for a break. I think it was sophomore, freshman year of college. And my mom and I, we were just chilling, watching either Maury Povich or Jerry Springer. And it was about men on the down low. And so my mom, she starts asking all these probing questions like, you know, so what's the difference? Like, if a man has sex with a man and anally, or if he has sex with a woman anally, and da-da-da-da. So she starts asking all these questions. And mind you, I'm in school for psychology. And so she starts using psychology terms. And so I'm just sitting there like.
And you already knew what was happening.
I was like, this is about to happen. Like, this is
Were you nervous?
I was nervous. Like, my heart was racing. My palms were sweaty. And then, well, to be honest with you, I like boys.
And what she said?
She turned around. She was like, I know. I was just waiting for you to tell me.
Oh,
That's
so
sweet.
sweet.
And I was like, For real? Like, I
girl, you should have been saying something.
I was expecting this huge ordeal, and it was none
So we
of
got
that.
the same mama age, probably.
Probably.
My mom's 67.
Yeah. Yeah, about the same. Yeah, 66, 67. And so it was a great conversation. She asked if I was, using protection and this and that. I was like, whoa. This is
Mom, you get too deep.
This is a little too.
Like I just admitted.
But I get why she was asking around that time.
That is true. And it was a conversation that allowed me to feel more comfortable as myself, even though I still wasn't out. I went back to school. I was still, I guess.
Ask you a question, because you're not that much older than me.
Hold on 1 second. So I went back to school.
I know that's right.
I went back to school and I was still closeted. And then it wasn't. Yeah, I was. And then I didn't come out until maybe 2015, 16.
Damn, solid.
Whoa.
Well,
I was
for
grown.
me, it was like 2016.
Yeah.
I was grown.
But what made you at that moment come out? Because you had already.
Let me ask my question. You skipping me.
You were asking him a question. Okay.
Because, like I said, we had 321 chat in our, childhood years, teenage years. How was it for your era of, like, meeting different gay people and trying to see people who are gay and just figure things out?
Like,
There was AOL Messenger, there was Yahoo Messenger, the chat rooms. Although, and it was ASL. If y'all don't know, age, sex, location.
I was gonna ask you that, like, if that's what. Okay.
That's what
like
what all the basically,
Okay,
but that's what all the conversation was. What's your age? What's your sex? What's your location? Or what's your position? And whether top or bottom or verse or whatever. And that's basically, everybody was just wanting to have sex. It wasn't really a
Let's make a relationship.
right.
From a
Let's
relationship.
not meet and
okay.
be friends. It was like, we fucking.
Right.
And so I do think that in the same regard, like, I appreciate AOL Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, even BGC, because it showed me that there were a lot more people
like you,
me out in the world. But it also showed me that there was a lot more people who were closeted and on the DL and whatever classification you wanted to use.
They were DL on there, baby.
Yeah.
They show my face be like a damn booger bear when you pull up.
And at the same time, what was your question?
So my question was, what made you decide? Because you already came out to mom, so I feel like that's like a big deal. So what made you finally, after all those years, be like, okay, I'm gonna like come out to the world, and this is who I am?
Well, that was still in stages, and so I was in a relationship, and I had just finished my internship as a counselor.
Okay.
And I was working at Positive Impact, which is a counseling center that is also working in infectious diseases for individuals who have a HIV/AIDS diagnosis and in substance abuse.
Okay.
And so it's really the only place where you can go and just be like, I'm a gay therapist.
Right.
Because you have clients or patients who would want a gay therapist.
Of course.
And so, it's for authenticity. And even saying that, like, during my entire internship, like, I was a straight black male. I presented as a straight black male.
Right.
Then I got into this relationship. I graduated with my master's. Yay.
Okay.
And then I came back. They hired me on. And then I was like, I went to my supervisor and I was like, so I'm in a relationship. And she was like, good for you. Because I was the stuck-up bitch back then. Maybe still a little bit now.
Back then, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I don't think you're
just a
stuck
little
up.
bit now. And then I was like, and it's with a guy. And she was like, oh, welcome to your truth. And she, like, gave me this hug. And I was just like,
It's a little shady, but congratulations.
She was like, bitch, I already knew.
Exactly.
Right.
Welcome to your truth.
shout out to Dr. Minetta Sinclair. She is one of, and when we were talking about support, having a strong support system, whether it's professionally, whether it's personally, like, she allowed me to just own this space that I'm in. And it's just been dynamic. And even going further in life, I've now work in a agency where I'm executive director, and we do a lot of gay counseling. And we do a lot of outreach.
amazing.
And so
Yeah, that's really good.
I clap for you.
I mean, I clap for me too.
Do you want some?
All right,
Yeah,
I want some
that's-
clap. I mean,
Thank you.
Not necessary. But all right, what you got, Rodney?
It was like, I already went.
Well, I know, but he always got
No,
something
that's
to
it.
say.
That's my question.
We probably have to move on.
You got the bonus
unfortunately.
question real quick, or do you want to say that for next
You
time?
can say that for
Okay.
next time.
Oh yeah, because that's a good question. Yeah, I just saw that one.
Well, since we did a words of encouragement, we can go really, really quick.
okay.
Like no more than a minute. I'll go first. So the question is, why? What words could you offer a LGBTQ you finding themselves in their way? I would say this: your generation is way more out and open now. I feel like a lot of doors are open and knocked down. But if you don't feel safe coming out, please don't come out, because I don't know how it is to get kicked out the house. I know that's true for a lot of people. And if you feel like, you know what type of family you have, but if you don't, you can always reach out to us. I don't mind talking to you, you know, on email only, because, you know, you might be young and I want no issues. But, yeah, I'm just saying, like, child, you gotta put out there these days. If you need someone to talk to or whatever, whoever it is out there is watching this, like, I don't mind being an ear for you, you know, but yeah, because you need an ear sometimes from an older person to let you know what it is, because these niggas ain't shit. I'm the real uncle.
I'm not gonna co-sign that.
I'm the real uncle.
I guess I'll go next. To keep it simple, my words would be just really like just pray. And I know that like when it comes to being gay, there's a lot of like controversy between religion and being gay, and like you have to pick a side. So I would say just mainly like just keep your heart grounded and focused on God as you find out more about yourself, and just be true to who you are. And for those that cannot support you in that moment, don't even hold it against them. Just, you know, that could be where they are in life, and just make the focus about you and who you are, and just discovering yourself, because it's a journey. I came out in 2016. It's 2022. I'm 33, and I'm still learning so much about myself. So just be patient with yourself, and just surround yourself with those who love you and accept you for you.
That was so positive.
All right, I love that.
Oh, thank you. I'm positive. Positive Patty.
Girl.
So I would just say to do it in your own time. Don't let anybody force you out of the closet. Like, be true to yourself, like, because, you know, people will do things because they assume and they have assumptions or whatever. So don't let anyone just make you do something you're not comfortable with doing, because, you know, in this generation now, you know, they have a lot of that and a lot of bullying and stuff. So just make sure that at the same time that you do what you feel is best for you and nobody else. Like, and make sure you have someone to support you. Like, if it's a friend, a family member, hell, it could be even a complete stranger. Like, as long as you have someone to support you and someone to talk to, then I feel like at the end of the day, you're going to be okay.
And I will say that it is your responsibility to define yourself. There are so many different labels that you could identify with, but it is absolutely your responsibility to determine who you are and who you want to be. And so once you do that, you need to stand in it.
Amen to
Amen
that.
to that.
Did you say that because you feel like a lot of people stand in the label that people give them?
Absolutely.
I agree.
I understood that.
You know, I think it was our first show, and I said the word queer, and Rodney was like, I don't like that word. And I think it's your responsibility to say, you know what, I don't identify with that.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of people who, like, for the longest time, I didn't identify with gay even after I came out, because what I saw in the gay community, like, I didn't identify.
That was
Exactly.
you. Right.
It wasn't me. And so when you identify, like, this is who I am and this is how I stand and this is what I stand for, own it.
Can't nothing knock you down. There you go. There's the positive uncles. I'm the real one. All right.
All right, so this is the segment of the show, the portion that, we love every portion, every segment the most, but this letter comes from someone who chooses to be anonymous, so we're going to keep it
You
anonymous.
say segment name for
Left on red. I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
No.
Left on red. Left on red. I was making sure y'all were paying attention.
I am.
Keep it on your toes.
We're right here.
Left on red. And it does say it on the prompter. But anyway, so our letter comes from Anonymous. It says, I really love your podcast. I also told all of my friends about you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, thank you so much. Please keep spreading the word. I've recently found out that my dad is cheating on my mother. Gagging. I found out because one day my dad logged into his Facebook account on my laptop. He forgot to log out, and this lady wrote him on Messenger saying she can't wait to get that big dick. Keep in mind, my dad is 68 years old. The lady had to be in her late 40s. Should I tell my mother or just let it be?
Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
It was 6 years old with the big dick.
I was going to say, it's the fact that you're slinging at 68.
It's the fact that you putting your mom and daddy tea on this show.
I'm telling my mom.
Why? Tell me why.
Because, like, if somebody's cheating on me and you love me, then I need to know. I need to know, regardless of how much this is going to destroy a foundation, a family, whatever. If you love me and somebody's cheating on me, please tell me. So I just feel like I would give anybody else that courtesy. And knowing my mom, she would want to know, God forbid, if she was in that situation. So I say to this person, examine what you think your mom would want. If you know your mom is a stayer, to where she's not going to really give a fuck, she's going to stay because of whatever reason, then don't tell her. But if you feel like this is something that would be important that she would want to know, definitely let her know. Like, y'all don't have to agree.
No, okay, so
it's okay.
So like, what if you're in that situation where like you just equally love both your parents and like you love them being together? Like, would you really be willing to tear that apart?
I love and
get into it, Oprah.
Yeah, I think that's a very good question, but it's never about which one do I like more, but it's about the fact I love you equally. And again, if you're the one that's cheating, Dad, I love you a lot, but you're cheating. And Mom, I love you a lot, so I just want you to be aware in case you decide to stay. That's cool, y'all figure it out. But I don't think it becomes like if I tell you that I'm trading on one parent, because I feel like you creating the act of cheating and being sloppy enough to have this on my laptop,
right?
That's your fault. You should have kept it private. Like, you should have made it to where nobody would find out and you wouldn't have to worry about it.
How do you feel, Solomon?
I think I would go to Dad.
I knew you were going to say that.
I would go to Dad because you brought this to me. You
Okay,
left this
you
on
put
my
me in
laptop,
this, right?
And you brought this to my doorstep, so I need to put it back on you. And so, you know, if you raised me to be honorable, if you raised me to be trustworthy, if you raised me to be this type of person, now it's my job to put it back in your court. Like,
well said,
you
man.
need to tell my mother, or I'm gonna just leave my laptop open and turn it around. I ain't saying nothing, but
I'm with Solomon because for one, I don't know what type of agreement my mom and dad has for one.
Right. 2,
I love my mom and dad equally. So 3, I'm gonna let my dad know, hey, Mr. Wash. I have my business like Big Dick Wash. We were there to talk. We goofy like that. And we're like, this lady said you slanging. At 68. I was like, glad at least I'm going to be working at 68, child. It's still getting hard. Like, I love me and my dad relationship. But I will let him know, like, hey, I'm not telling mama, but I will leave this open around mama and walk out. And you will get caught. But I'm not telling it. I said, cause I don't know what y'all got going on. I said, but you need to do something with this.
But isn't that the same thing as telling her?
No, nope.
Nope.
It's me leaving it open and her her snooping like she always does.
But your intention, though, it like your intention would be to tell her if you felt that way. But your intention of leaving the laptop would be to tell her without verbally telling her.
That's just me leaving it open.
So you're choosing to tell her.
Would that kind of be like that voicemail though?
It happened to me.
It would be like the
so it can deal. And I need to talk like, well, girl, you got 2 options: stay or get rich. Which one you want, girl?
Right, and I won't judge you either way. Like, I wouldn't judge.
I just wouldn't tell. Not if they're in their 60s. Like, you really doesn't know what your parents are doing right now. Like one of my friends found out that their parents were swingers.
Which is fine that y'all can swing all day.
No, I'm just saying, but he did, he was devastated. He found out on accident by snooping, going to people's shit, going home, went in his mom room. His mom about 58, 60. Saw something he wasn't supposed to see, and he got all upset. His parents said, we grown.
But that's different because you went looking for shit.
Exactly.
But this is like the shit came to you.
Right, you left it logged in.
But they might, one try to say they might have that type of agreement. Like, I don't want to have sex no more.
But even to that point, if they have that agreement, then when I do tell my mom, she'll be like, oh, child, mind your business, that we're good.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm just going to
say something without saying something. Go ahead.
You say
Go ahead.
Well, for me, I'm a mama's boy. So I'm going to tell mama. I'm sorry. Like, my mama is my pride and joy. So it's like at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna protect my mom. My instinct is always to protect my mom. Like no matter what, it's to protect my mother. Like love dad or whatever, but when it comes to mom, like
And if we gotta fuck up a bit.
no shade, but it's no. When it comes to mom and mom's love, it's no comparison. So I'm
But
gonna.
what
look out for
about
mom.
those situations where like you tell and then it backfires?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
How does it backfire on me? Because once again, you involved me in this. So I could see if the Facebook thing had not happened, then maybe. But
He brought a good statement. Your parents may have been together for 40 or 50 years. You come to tell something that can separate that. Your siblings be mad at you. Like it's a lot of factors that go into that.
And
for you opening your mouth.
And I agree with that. And again, I'm not going to say that cheating is ever right, but I feel like when you get sloppy with cheating, you deserve to get caught. So like you're 68 years old, and because you have this kids, grandkids, like phenomenal family on like such a strong foundation, and you're going to wait till 68 to be slinging dick. Like you did this,
He
and
wasn't
then
waiting.
and then
I'm
you
sure he
left
wasn't
it. He
waiting.
probably wasn't waiting, but then you left it on my laptop. So I feel like where was the concern for the family or me? Because now I'm like, dang, like Dad, you raised me as like to be honorable and like cherish women, and was all that a lie because now you're cheating on Mom? So what am I? How am I gonna feel? Forget the rest
I'm
of the
gonna mind my
family.
business that pays me.
And then Daddy said, "You know what? I actually raised you to live your life, and now I'm living mine."
Okay, that's fine. So tell Mom where I'm telling her, but then you can live all you want.
I just feel like this.
I'm
Let me
just
tell y'all
playing
this. Let me
devil's
say, if y'all ever get a relationship, I told this to my other friends too. If your man's cheating on you, I'm not telling you. And to make a long story
Why?
short, it's because I did that. I had the evidence, had everything that I needed before I went back to my friend. And it backfired on me. He got mad at me.
Right.
He accused me of wanting his man. And then,
That sounds like
and you had
denial.
pillow
If you had
talk.
evidence, that sounds
No,
like denial.
I'm telling you. When they have pillow talk, guess what they doing? He smoothed things over. Then he said, I don't want you with that friend no more.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to mind the business that pays
Well, I'm
me.
letting y'all know now that God forbid y'all had evidence on anything. I'm not the type to blame you if you have evidence. I've said it clearly, and for y'all too, if I'm getting cheated on, let me know. Okay, like but come with proof and receipts. Like
I'm not doing all that.
no, like don't go
I'm
looking
gonna be-
for it. But if you know,
I'm going to be like, girl, I knew already, but sis. I'm glad you know now.
tell me, just tell me.
Well, y'all tell Devin.
Thank you.
Don't tell me nothing.
Don't tell Rodney. Solomon.
I'm gonna text the rest of y'all and be
What?
like,
What?
Would you like to know if you were being
God
cheated
forbid
on?
if you were being cheated on.
Solomon would like to know.
What about you?
I don't have that problem.
Well, that is not.
Well, none of us have the problem.
I don't have to worry about that. So I'm not even gonna put that.
All right, kid.
I'm not even gonna put that even
I
in
get
that
that.
air.
You're
Like,
that atmosphere.
no.
Okay, candy girl. I'm not wishing on you, but girl, don't be surprised by it. Cause be like, ooh, this hate that be. I got to see on your man. Like, girl, just say I don't want that issue. Don't ever say I don't have.
I
that
just feel
problem.
like if some like if
I
God forbid
agree.
that happened, but
I get what
everything
you're saying.
comes to the light. So at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like
I don't want that to happen to you though. Let's put it out there.
Everything comes to the light, child,
Yeah.
but shine it on some shit for me if y'all need to shine the light on some shit.
Well, God, we gotta go so high.
So again, well, first of all, number one, it is great to be back in full force with the
Yes,
four of
yes.
us together.
Yes, I thought we had to do a DC3, but DC2, child. I was like, Beyonce and Kenna gotta go. Girl, pick up your steps.
So the Fab Four is back. in full
Yes.
effect. It feels good to be in my seat in the studio. Feels good to be here with Warren and Mo holding it down for us. Production.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
404 creators.
yes.
And again, so thank you for coming and joining the four of us as we swallow hard topics and spit difference of opinions.
Until next time, guys, be blessed, be safe, and
We
wrap
out.
that shit up.
Have a good night.